Happy lunch hour, guys. All right, I'm back in my chair. What do you know? First time in almost a week I've the energy to come over here and sit and do this. Uh, yeah, this is concerning. If we think about who are the madmen in the world that have nuclear capabilities, names that come to mind: Kim Jong Un, Vladimir Putin, Joe Biden. Okay. As Americans, we always like to think that we're the good guy. Most of the time we are. Okay. This administration is not. That's so we are I know I still have the cough. Deal with it. We are antagonizing the rest of the world with nuclear threats left and right. Okay. This is not something that should be trivial to anybody. But some of the stuff that's going on now, I mean, we hear all the stories. I've talked a little bit about the potential for a dirty bomb in Ukraine and this stuff, Ukraine, Russia saying they did it, yada, yada, yada. If it happens, okay, we're never going to know who did it, okay. Stories keep coming out that Ukraine has taken a old Soviet Iskander missile, fitted it with nuclear waste product, if you will, and their intention is to fly it over Chernobyl from a self-propelled howitzer and then shoot it down. The area is already contaminated, right? So, and then they'll go in and say, "Look, this is, a Russian missile or whatever." So, trying to set it up. That's the rumors that are flying around. Obviously, that's what's going on. It hasn't happened, so we don't worry about it. The problem that we get is now Washington is doing everything they can to antagonize our enemies, if you will, into using nuclear weapons. All right. And let's start with what's going on with Europe. Okay. We have now decided to push forward to modernize our nuclear arsenal in Europe. Okay. That the B-61 bombs, if you will, nuclear bombs that could be carried by B-2s or F-15s, F-16s, whatever would be, that we've had there since 1960, which are still totally good, okay? We're now going to upgrade them to the B-61-12s. And they fast-tracked it, so now it's going to be done by December. So now Biden is coming up and saying, yes, we're going to rearm Europe with more nuclear weapons. Gee, you don't think anybody might see that as a veiled threat, do you? Okay. They come up and say, oh, this has nothing to do with Ukraine yet. Right. Okay. Because we're sending over more nuclear weapons to Europe for what reason? Because, there's a problem in Italy? No. All right. Simple as that. But then you get into what's going on with Taiwan, which Taiwan is very on the back burner. Nobody really talks about it. All right. Until you get a comment that was made by the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman on Tuesday. All right. Now, mind you, number 2. All right. Under Tony Blinken, moron that he is, Sherman's no more intelligent. She's a member of the Biden administration. You have to be an idiot to be part of the Biden administration. Okay. Her quote when she was talking to the leaders of South Korea and Japan: Washington will use the full range of defense capabilities to defend our allies, including nuclear, conventional, and missile defense capabilities. Why would you even throw that in there? I mean, here's the thing. For the first time in 5 or 6 years, Kim Jong-un is going to test a nuclear weapon. Okay. Uh, Funny how he didn't do that during Trump's presidency. And now we have our Deputy Secretary of State saying, we're prepared to use nuclear weapons in defense of Taiwan. Really? That might piss off China, you think? Okay. Another nuclear power. Just saying. All right. The funny thing I see in all of this is she's telling this to officials of South Korea and Japan. Answer me this. What does South Korea and Japan say they are going to do in defense of Taiwan? Nothing. Okay. It's in their backyard. And yet we're the ones, the United States, are the ones that are saying, we're willing to use nukes there. Okay. When Seoul doesn't have any plans to defend Taiwan, when Tokyo doesn't have any plans to defend Taiwan, why is it that Joe's like, yeah, I've got to do it? Do you guys see this? The madman in charge of the second largest nuclear arsenal in the world, Russia's still got the largest, so just saying, is saber rattling around the world with everything. I mean, what's next? Is he going to start threatening Iran with nukes? I mean, this gets scary. We know Joe isn't mentally here, okay? We know Joe's not the one running the country. But who are the puppet masters? Everybody used to bitch about John Bolton and how much of a war hawk he was. There's a whole lot of war hawks in the Democratic Party, too, that are running the country. There's a whole lot of war hawks on the Republican side, too. Don't get me wrong. They're just not the one pulling the strings for Joe right now. All right. But this is one thing where you guys talk about the uniparty all the time. That is very scary. This is something that we really, really need to take seriously, because remember this, if we do use something, right, anywhere, Ukraine, Taiwan, North Korea, whatever it would be, how long do you think it's going to take for the other side to retaliate? And it's not going to be retaliate on Guam or Puerto Rico. They're going to retaliate on the mainland U.S. Depending on where you live. Goes back to what we've talked about before, about making sure you've got your potassium iodide, making sure you've got some sort of plan. If you're close to any sort of DC, New York, Cheyenne Mountain, up in North Dakota, anything like that, make sure you pay close attention and have a full tank of gas in that car. Because, I mean, Joe has got to the point where he's got an itchy trigger finger, guys. He's trying to start something. He just doesn't want to be the one to be first. He wants to go, oh, you did something little? Cool. Boom. And then all bets are off. Enjoy the rest of the day. Pinball out.